then we'll start the class.
All right.
And one more thing, let's open the book also.
What book are we opening, Gyan?
So we are using Cosmopolitan book, which may have multiple A1s, but A1 we are starting with.
Okay.
Perfect, right? Did I mention everything to you, Aryan, or not? The books,
Uh,
etc., details.
I don't remember them. I don't think we have
Okay,
discussed about that, Gyan.
okay. I might not have because once they join in, only then after I details lot of more extra details and resources I share only after the
Okay.
once they join. So I
All right.
might not have done this for you. So
Mm-hmm.
basically, this book, which is named the Cosmopolitan, everything I already have mentioned in the first video lecture that you'll be watching after this class. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
please watch that video. Everything like about the book. But I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
tell you shortly that this is the book Cosmopolitan A1, and this book we are going to use to learn the French. And apart from that, grammar
All right.
part we are going to do here. For example, whatever grammar comes into the picture we'll be doing here in the sections of the
Are you
1 by
sharing your screen right now, Gyan? If you are doing that, I'm not able to see anything.
no, sorry, I didn't. Let me share and show
Okay.
you how it goes. Yeah. So for the book, this is the book Cosmopolitan A1 book which we are using. Okay.
All right.
And for the same, we have going to, we have another book which is Cosmopolitan Cahier Activity. Is basically activity book, workbook. So once we
Okay.
are done with the sessions here, we will be doing activities here.
Okay.
This activity book is mostly used by you students. So here answers are also being provided, already given in the book itself, Kaya the
Okay.
activity. So
Mm-hmm.
Corrige transcription is already there on this website. What about the audios and podcast videos of these books? You can see them on this website, Cosmopolitan A1. You open A1 as of now, and a student's book, all the audios related to a student book or videos or documents is
Okay.
everything is here. About the
Mm-hmm.
activity book, you can click on the second pop-up here, so it will get you other video audios and documents for the activity book. You can find out the answers in the document. Corrige transcription. Okay, this is the
Okay.
document for corrections and the rest answers for this activity book transcriptions. And
All right.
barcode digital is altogether depending. It's not that we are going to use a lot. So these
Okay.
two things you can understand that as to reference for a student book is here, audios and etc. And reference
Mm-hmm.
for Cosmopolitan, the Cahier activity is here, the second link.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Apart from that, yeah, and once we are done with A1, we'll be moving to A2, the second book, the
All
second
right.
thing. Then B1, then B2, exactly the same way. This book is
Mm-hmm.
all, all books are written in the same manner, kind of having the same units, same lessons in each unit, same number of lessons in each unit. So that
Mm-hmm.
will, once we are familiar with one book, it's already that we are knowing other, we are familiar with the, there is structuring at least, not with the tenses or grammar or contents, but at least with the structure.
Okay.
So let us start the class, and of course you'll be watching the first video, and then you'll get all everything more details about the same. I have
Sure.
explained that already. Okay.
Okay.
So in our last class, we basically have done the very first section of this book. It has 8 sections altogether. Actually, it has 9 in this exceptionally in this book, first book, because this those years zero they do not count and 8 sections into it. So first is the Google of Français, and about this you will be seeing the video. Okay, first lesson we have completed. Basically, we have heard the dialogue. Listen to this dialogue and then responses to the questions given. And yeah, some of the presentation based work we have done in the first class. So you
Okay.
go to that first lesson and start from there. And now
Okay.
we are going to learn some conjugation etc. in the in the this second class.
Okay.
So this audios you'll be listening to. Once audio number 2 you want to listen to, so go to Cosmopolis website, play the audio number 2 here and listen to it. Even you can download it if you want to.
Okay.
Okay, so we have learned how to present yourself. It's so présenter. We'll take the reference from the next video. Okay. Now the second lesson we are going to start is the leçon deux, the français deux. I think we also did this, right, Sonia? We have completed this lesson two. Le français deux à Z. It's the French of alpha, like the French alphabets that we have seen here. Appelez notre prénom and votre nom, or notre nom, our nom. So basically, prénom is your first name. We have mentioned this. It's first name,
Okay.
and the nom is basically your last name. It's not your first name in French. So
Okay.
basically, we tend to see nom as name, but it's not. I have mentioned that.
Mm-hmm.
We have basically we tried this audio 3 and everyone was clear with this audio 3. This was a song, alphabet based song, a b c d. They were singing this song based on the alphabets. Okay, so basically their lyric was these letters only. Okay, so you listen to the audio 3 in the previous lesson and you'll get to know this also. Okay, perfect. Now uh, I think we left here only. Lesson 3. Lesson 3 is the next topic that we have left here. Basically, before till 2 we have done. So, lesson 3, le monde en français. Le monde en français basically means the world or the other countries in French. Basically, monde means world,
Okay.
or you can also say globe. Basically, so in French, so how do you say basically? Connaître les noms des pays et compter. So know them in French, the countries in French, and even count them. Okay, compter is to count,
Okay.
is a verb to count something, and connaître is to know something. So know the pays means name of some countries, and count them also. Like how many countries have you learned? Like oh, those two. So for example, numbers. They are un, deux. You guys can read after me, no problem. Or if you can go on mute or maybe try that or on call only. So un, deux.
Two,
It's not deux, it's deux.
Deux.
deux, deux,
Trois,
Trois.
quatre,
Quatre.
cinq,
cinq,
six,
six,
sept,
sept,
huit,
huit,
neuf,
neuf,
dix. Right?
10,
Perfect. Perfect. Then onze,
11,
douze.
12,
Tell me, Sonia.
13,
Treize.
14,
Perfect.
15,
Quinze,
16,
seize, right?
16,
Okay.
17,
17,
18,
18,
19,
19,
20.
20. Perfect. This is exactly what we read then. So 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Right? These are the sounds for these letters. What about zero?
0,
0, 0.
0,
Zero.
0,
It's just like saying zero only, but with the French accent, like zero, zero,
0,
or perfectly it should be zero. Okay,
0.
so let's see some of the countries written here, and it's an important topic. Trust me, we are going to use these countries while writing our nationalities, or talking about the nationalities, basically introducing oneself, right? So maybe someone other, maybe some foreign student you are talking to, or foreign person you are talking to, foreigner. So he would be introducing himself, or maybe talking about his country, right? So you must know this at the start of conversation only, that he may be belonging to Germany or maybe from Croatia or Jamaica. So some countries are possible, and these are the few important countries. especially which are relevant for us as of now, and we'll be learning them first because there are more than 200, 200 countries, right? And we we are not doing for each of them, but some of the most important. I don't mean some of the important means that this is the exhaustive list. India is missing in this list, and that is also important actually. But still, I'll add that for you guys. That India is, uh,
Ind.
it's not Ind. What do we pronounce? IN is and, right?
And.
And now you know the sound and, right?
And.
And
Yeah. And.
Perfect. So and
yep.
is, tell me.
Mm.
Sorry?
Yes, yes. So Sonia is saying something.
No, I was saying Yabita and
Yeah, perfect. Speak it right. Good. Zabit
yeah.
actually. Zabit.
Yabit.
It's not
Yabit.
Jabit.
Zabit and.
Mhm.
Ja actually H, which is silent. Jabit, right?
Yabit. Yeah.
So H is of course a silent letter,
Yeah.
without any doubt. Or the silent H. H is the silent letter in all the cases. I can say, leave the
Mm.
exception. So it's always silent. French people do not speak H. So if H is silent, it becomes simply abit, right? A is not O. Why you tend to say is Jabit is basically you think this A is O
In
and it is
yeah.
not in French, it's A in French. This is the correct sound and you are saying
Yabit.
which is incorrect. So it's Zabit, Jabitoman, for example.
Yabit.
Zabit. Um,
And
But as of now
and.
you live in Canada, so
yeah.
Jabit or Canada, right?
Yabita Canada.
But I read on I like read on the forms they write actually AU Canada.
AU, yes, they do. That's what I'm writing here. O Canada.
Yeah, she
Mhm.
said N. I said I don't think so.
Okay,
They
okay.
write EN.
I'm sorry
That's
because
a different thing. Let's see. That's
yeah, it's perfect. It's O Canada because Canada is a masculine gender and O because India is a feminine gender.
feminine.
They have divided every noun based on gender. I told you guys, right? So
Yeah.
that is the problem, kind of the thing that we have to care about here. Nouns have genders, right? All the nouns, even non-living
Mm.
nouns. So once they are based on genders, we need to care for the gender, which is very
Yeah.
unlike English language. So in English, we
Mm.
don't think about the gender apart from the noun gender, except those biological genders, right? Exception that is minority, right? And obvious. For example, a boy was a masculine, but here even a table is masculine or feminine in French. So this idea
Yeah.
we'll learn around the noun once we start learning nouns in French and then
Mm.
pronouns in French. So that idea will be very clear with the time. So as of now, just let's keep up the momentum with the learning new vocab. New just basically understanding the language, discovering the language. That is the
Yeah.
theme of this unit, right? They're
Mm-hmm.
not teaching us the French language itself, rather just an introduction to the language. This first section, those year zero.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's start reading the countries and I'll get you the meaning also. You can see the flags and by that also you can get the meaning, but let's read them and I'll get you the meaning. So first word is ETA Uni. ETA,
The
ETA Uni,
unit.
right? United States. Okay, ETA Uni. Grand Britannia. Grand Britannia, basically Great Britain. Okay, perfect. Next is Shin. Read after me, don't worry. You guys can speak after me
Shin.
and just
Shin.
it's
Shin.
one on class only. We have very less people, so be comfortable. Shin.
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 Okay.
Shin.
Druzy.
Yuzi.
Druzy.
Lucy.
Yes.
Rosie.
Russia.
Lucy.
Then Almond.
Man.
Almond.
Almond. And then Japon.
Japan.
Japan.
And it's being pronounced but in a nasal form. So you can say it is silent but not exactly. Japon. Japon.
Japan.
So N is coming into it but in a nasal sound. Uh, for the Japon. And then France,
France.
France.
Not France. A-N sounds like
France,
France.
Now you know the sound, yes.
France,
France.
France.
France,
Corée du Sud,
Corée du Sud,
basically South Korea. Nice. Italy,
Italy.
Australie,
Australie,
Italy and Australia. And then Pays-Bas
Pays-Bas,
is Netherlands. Hungary,
Hungary,
Hungary.
H
Hungary.
is silent. Yes, I told you guys, H is silent.
Yeah.
So consider it in all the cases you see as of now, all the cases. So trained people, of course, do not read it. So H is silent. Hungary, then Brazil,
Brazil.
Brazil. Okay, perfect. Spain.
Espagne.
Okay,
Spain,
this
Espagne.
AGNE you can see here and here also in Almond and Spain. So basically, no, no sound comes into from it
No.
actually. So
Espagne,
Albania,
No.
Spania. It's not complete year, but a kind of
Mm-hmm.
half year into it. So Spania, Albania. Okay. Okay. Then Kenya,
Kenya,
Mm.
Jamaica,
Jamaica,
The mic.
Croatia, Croati, Croati.
Croatia.
This is Croatia. Then Cuba,
Cuba.
Cuba,
and then this word is basically Nouvelle, means new, and Zealand, New Zealand actually. Sorry. Let
Nova.
me just
New Zealand,
Yes, it's New Zealand only. Nouvelle Zealand.
Nouvelle Zealand.
Nouvelle Zealand,
Yes, the news.
Zealand.
Once you start listening to some audios, news, etc., you'll be listening to these words very frequently. Zeta Unibi, come. If United States said that, or the La Presido de Zeta Uni, visiter la France is going to visit the France, right? So
Mm-hmm.
these kind of statements very frequent while you are, maybe referring to some news, some kind of article or newspaper. So they will appear, very frequently in those, basically themes. Or once you are basically surprised on the thing where you are introducing yourself, or maybe other person is introducing himself or herself. In those cases, these countries' names, are very frequent, right? So yeah, last we have here is Canada, right?
Canada.
Canada. It's not Canada, it's Canada. Though,
Canada.
yeah,
Canada,
perfect, perfect. Yeah. One more thing. While French native people speak the language, they seems to be very excited, right? Mostly, they speak very fast, or they basically keep the momentum up once they speak their language. So once we speak this language while with a little excitement or in a hurry, it seems perfect. Okay. So if I
Mm-hmm.
say not Canada, we should say Canada. Canada. Okay.
Canada,
Yeah,
Yep.
like speaking something very actively. It's what is near to them, right? You might have heard some of the people talking. So they basically will not say Canada or something like that. They will say Canada or make it a
Canada.
little
Yep.
fast or quick. Okay, perfect. With a lot of energy, actually. Even though not with a lot of energy, but they will still be very quick to say it. Okay, perfect. So now you have to do this exercise. I will not help you with this because you have to do it. Numero 5 is which country? Find it out and just match it. Almond or etc.
Okay.
You guys can do it. So listen to the audio and then find out le, la, l apostrophe, and le. These are articles, right? Definite articles in French. And this part we'll cover later. So it's very simple part basically. Le is for masculine singular. So all those nouns which are masculine singular goes with le. For example,
Mm.
le garçon, le garçon, de
Boy.
boy, the boy. Okay, la goes with the feminine
feminine,
singular. For example, la fille, the girl. La, sorry,
singular,
have I written? It should be la fille. Okay, then if you write les, it's for plural, right? Regardless of
mm-hmm.
gender, it can be masculine or feminine, does not matter. So les
Garçon,
garçons.
Garçon.
garçon,
Okay, perfect.
garçon,
It's garçon, ga.
garçon,
Garçon.
garçon,
You know, you can divide the sound saying ga first and then r and then son.
Garçon.
Three syllables, trois syllables. So first is gar. So first, you know, this is together. You can say gar together, right? Like saying gar is
garçon,
one word basically in French, which means train station, right?
mm-hmm.
Gare, la gare means train station, not metro one. It's specific to train stations. For metro, we have this word metro. But yeah, la gare is the train station. So that gare you can bring in here. And garçon is basically
Garçon,
boy. Okay, perfect.
garçon,
Okay, yes. So if I say les garçons, it's the plural one. Les garçons. If I write les filles,
les filles,
it's not about gender, it's only about the number, plurality.
yeah,
Okay. So Aryan, are you able to understand? I'm just asking because you're new, uh, and this is your first class.
I'm having a hard time following up. Gyan, maybe I'll go through this lesson again once I have gone through the first lesson.
Yeah, the you know because others are able to understand what is the problem. The linkages to the last class, previous class we had, right? Right, Sonia. It is depending
yeah,
on the
yeah,
last class build up that we made actually,
Hmm.
and that's why
Makes sense.
even the first lesson was difficult for us. You know, I started with the very basic things, and you
Okay.
know, in
Makes
the
sense.
second lesson it has become a lot different. Case I
Make,
understand that because that class was long and we have discussed a lot of things in the very first class.
makes
So
sense. Maybe yeah, I'll probably start to catch up to things once I have
yes,
had a chance to go through the first lesson.
yeah. Please go with that. I'll be sharing with you the links for the very first lesson, and that lesson is maybe a little longer, but yeah, we
Sure.
want to keep the speed of this batch very fast, quicker. So that's why we are like kind of moving a little faster here.
That's right. True. Yep.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, you just listen to these audios, try to find out the articles that are suitable. And what about L apostrophe? What guys you think? Like L apostrophe is for which kind of letters that are there, words, nouns.
For the nouns.
It's for pronouns. You're saying pronouns,
No, nouns. It's not
nouns.
for noun.
It is for noun, yes. Articles goes with the noun only. That's the purpose. But which noun? Which type of noun? Like singular, something singular, masculine, vowel.
Singular, I think so. Singular, yeah.
Singularness, right? Singulars. It cannot go with the plural because plural only have one format for all the genders, masculine or
Yeah.
feminine. Of course, it is singular one, but a singular which is starting with a vowel letter or starting with the
Yeah.
H letter. I told you H is not a vowel; it's a considered vowel, right?
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Technically, this book will not mention you that H is a considered vowel, but I'm saying because behaves like a vowel, and that's why it is here again, once again, right? So, yeah. So vowel like behavior. So let's see some examples with vowel. If I write L apostrophe and a vowel word like ami, which means friend, L apostrophe ami is basically the friend, and it's perfect with this word. Okay, I don't need to know the gender. Even it can be masculine, and if I add one extra e, it can become a feminine friend. Okay, female friend. So both are correct in this case. Lami. So basically vowel based or H based. This article is nothing but law or la only. But being removed, E is being removed or I is being removed just because one extra vowel coming just after the this article's vowel later. Okay, that's why we are removing E or E from masculine one. This la and la from the feminine one. And that's what makes this basically thing very just let's start with the article. Let me just write it here on one note. Let's see if I can find it out here. Les articles we say in French, okay? Les articles en français, okay? So these are the articles in French, and there are varieties. So I'm going to there are two types actually. So the articles. What are the articles in English?
I don't know. I
We
don't
don't know.
know.
Yeah.
I don't
The
know.
right? I also didn't know. Basically, I had to learn some English also for
It's
learning French.
getting confused like French, English.
No, no. Just forget the English one. I'm taking the reference as of now, but will not take it for long. So maybe we'll just keep them, give them more space for French to, and it would be understanding. We would be starting the learning with the French itself. To work becomes
Mhm.
very easy actually. And so that's why as of now I'll compare some of these from English because we are beginners. So the is the definite article in English that we see the table, the chair, the specific table we talk about, right? Definite articles.
Mhm.
And something which is very indefinite, any article, any apple, any product, any item, and definite. This is the idea in English, right? But in French, we have the same idea, but a little with a little twist here, and that twist we already know. So let's see what are the definite articles in French. So in French, we say les articles définis. This is the first thing. Les articles définis, and they are basically le, la, l'apostrophe, and les. You know the uses. This is for masculine singular.
Masculine,
This is for
feminine,
feminine
singular.
singular. Okay. And what about this apostrophe
This can use for both with vowels.
or H?
Yeah, and it
And what about the les, lay?
is plural
It's plural, right? So why we are saying lay, not less?
because of a vowel.
A consonant at the end, right? Not completely
Yeah.
pronounced, but it's already giving the impact of its sound in the letter. That's why we are saying lay to it, right? Otherwise, we would have been saying lay to this also, but we are saying law to this.
Hmm.
So it does mean that we are already pronouncing this S. Maybe halfly, maybe just the impact of this S on the letter, but we are taking it in consideration. So lo, la, L apostrophe, L apostrophe, that's the apostrophe we write, right? And then les, lay. So these three, lo, la, L apostrophe, les is definitely fine. So once you know these articles, you need to know the gender of the noun also once you start using them. So, for example, we know some of the words gender, like some of the nouns. For example, table is a feminine or
Table.
masculine. Sonia would tell.
La table.
La table or la table.
I think la table.
Okay, the masculine one.
Yeah.
So, before I start talking more about this,
Mm.
let me just give
Mm-hmm.
you one tip. The words ending in E, this is ending. E ending
Yeah.
words are generally, I'm not saying always, I would be incorrect many times saying that, but I'm just saying generally are feminine.
Wait, table is feminine?
And what about non-E endings?
Then it's gonna be
Lay.
Masculine. Love,
masculine.
right?
La.
So
Love.
it's very general,
Mm-hmm.
very generally. Not correct always. Many times, many exception, huge number of exceptions still there out there in the grammar. But I'm just saying generally as a beginner. Now you can help out, help yourself. Saying that table would be
La.
la
La.
table, right?
La
Okay,
table.
perfect. Some more exercises for you. Uh, lamp, which means lamp. Can you fill in the
La
blank?
lamp.
La lamp.
Le lamp or la
Yeah.
lamp?
Hmm. La.
La. So it's not le, it's la.
La.
La lamp.
First of
La
all,
lamp.
let's understand the different sounds it have. So let me write in Hindi also.
Yeah.
It's lay. This is L apostrophe. I don't know how to write L apostrophe, but I'll just L apostrophe. It's fine. Okay, and this one we can say la,
La.
and this one we can say lo.
La.
Okay, so lo, la, L apostrophe, and lay.
La. 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 Elephant. La.
Okay.
Hmm.
Now you can differentiate between the la is masculine. Listen, close your eyes and then listen to my sound and then say if it's masculine or feminine without looking at the screen. So
Mm-hmm.
now just tell me la is feminine or masculine or plural la.
Feminine.
Feminine without looking at the screen. And what about lay?
Lay is plural.
Perfect. La is
Masculine.
okay. You are saying it without looking at the screen.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Al apostrophe,
Vowels are silent with like with
silent
the
H.
H.
Yes,
Yeah.
silent H and vowels.
Silent.
Perfect. Now you would be able to. Okay. So for example, let's see another a basic simple exercise. Um, if I write one word, uh, meso, which means house, what would you think? Like this word, you see as a masculine or feminine?
Masculine.
Masculine. Why? Because it's non-E ending.
Yeah.
It should be generally, but this is the exception,
Okay.
and that's why we are not going to use the it's just opposite. It's still a feminine, right? La maison, even though it does not end with E. So, there are exceptions, but you don't worry. Even if you go with this rule, the first rule I told you, you'll
Mm-hmm.
still be able to get your, a copy corrected, or you will get more than 70% score, right? 80% score just by following this basic rule as a
Okay.
beginner. This will help you till, till anywhere, but at least as a beginner, it will, provide you a lot cushioning to know these nouns because you don't
Okay.
know even the words, right? You don't know the meanings also. So how would you be able to, knowing these nouns? So yeah, I'll be teaching the noun lesson and we'll be talking about that. So are we clear with the articles, definite articles?
Yes.
Perfect. So once we are clear with the definite articles, let's move to indefinite articles also. Let me introduce them to you. And those are very simple, indefinite articles. And indefinites are, I think, less used than the definite ones, but still it's useful. It's used and definite. We need them, right, for clarity. Once we are talking in general senses and definite, there's article and definite. So what we say in English is a and. Okay. So and for vowel based words, nouns, and a for consonant based sounds. Okay.
Consonants.
So a and an. Here in French, it has some variety, right? It has a chance because noun have gender here again. So it cannot be simple a or an, right?
Hmm.
We have genders also. So what about genders? So for gender specific, it should be gender specific also. So definite article now. First is is called masculine. singular. Yun for feminine, singular. Fine. And they is for okay, I'm sorry. They is for plural ones, okay, regardless of their gender. Might be it might be masculine or feminine, does not. So I might have mentioned that once you are doing something, something like reading a text or maybe listening to an audio, okay, or a podcast. So in those cases, you don't need to know the gender of the noun because you are not the producer of the content. You are just listening to it, which is already being produced by someone else or being produced by someone else. And in case of reading the text, you are not producing the text. You are just reading it. So article would be already given in the reading text. So in case you are speaking something, in case you are writing something, in those cases, you need to know the gender of noun specifically. There would be no help provided to you. You need to write everything and you even need to use these articles. So what would be like possibility? So in case of, so how would you proceed? Like once you get a chance to read something, try to know the articles then and there, okay? So once you are reading something, that will help you writing something. Got it? Once you're listening to some audio, it will help you speaking something, a kind of
Okay.
connection between them. Got it? So if I saw some examples saying you will go in some kind of text I'm reading, okay? So here it was already it was written in the text that it sounds feminine even though ending in a word, non consonant based word. So this is not still it's a feminine one, and I saw this by reading it. And now when I started speaking, still I would be able to speak it because I saw it in the reading, in written text, in written text. So in that way, we are going to complement this language. All the four components are going to complement each other. Okay. So for example, reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Okay. So once you do reading, you'll be able to write something. Once you are listening, you'll be able to speak something. So it's based on the component based, understanding, and each of them are going to help each others. Like reading will help writing mostly, listening would help speaking mostly. So if I say it like that, if you're reading lot of books, you still would be able to, like if you read 10 lines, you'll be able to write one line at least. If you're listening to 10 audios, you'll be able to speak two lines at least. So it's just like that, it's in that way only you have to do. So do a lot of listening if you want to improve speaking, a lot of reading, want to work on writing. Not as of now, I'm saying that you guys start reading yourself, but yeah, you can at least go for the vocab, dictionary, etc. Okay, so indefinite articles are used for general purposes, right? Very, very generic things. That an apple, for example, if I say an apple, it can be any apple, right?
Hmm.
So any apple in this world or maybe anywhere. So, and when I say do apple, it's a specific apple that we both know, right? Or we, the person talking, they know this apple, right?
Hmm.
The apple they have recently purchased, that apple that may be talking about. But when say the apple, one apple, basically becomes any one apple lying there, okay? Not being very specific. So, definite articles are being very specific to the thing that it is already known to the speaker, to the listener, okay, to the reader. And one and it's not used for no introduction part. Once introduced with indefinite article, you can go with definite article, okay. So for the very first time, once you are introducing something noun, some noun in the sentence, it's used with a definite indefinite article. Introductory capacity. So go with the definite article. For example, if I say this is though friend means a friend which who is known to others. Okay, the friend or right Lami. Okay, but if I say one friend of mine or one friend, so it would be Nami, one friend. But Lami is it means that everyone knows him, right? The person who is listening to my thing or reading my message is knowing that which friend I'm talking about. It's in the context already, or maybe introduced already in the first sentence. Got it? So this is the difference between definite article and indefinite article that we are supposed to use. So definite articles are kind of defined or very specific to the people or person, known person kind of thing. And once you are using indefinite, of course, means undefined person or maybe defined, introduced for the very first time in the context. Okay. So
Okay.
yeah, a definite article means that that item exists, exist and plus this is very known to us. We know which lamp we are talking about. For example, we have a lot of study lamps here, but if I say the white one or the the one maybe I'm indicating throughout my hand or something, some gesture. So that would be I'm saying la lamp, right? Not yun lamp. If I'm saying yun lamp means I want to buy one lamp. If I'm saying je voudrais acheter une lampe, I would like to buy one lamp. So I would say this is sentence at a shop, right? So
Uh-huh.
I'll ask them, show me some lamp. I want to buy one. So this expression is perfect there. But once I buy, like I have purchased one, and now I will say to my friend or maybe my family that la lamp, okay? So the lamp which I have purchased is my favorite, or it's very close to me and it's very useful to me, for example. So la lamp. In that case, it becomes la lamp. Once you can write lamp or any noun with both of the articles, right? But they
Uh-huh.
means something different. Yun lamp means simple any lamp, any one lamp. But this la lamp means the specific lamp that we already have talked about. You know that. I also know that. The lamp which I'm telling. So the lamp ki jo aashite, the left the lamp which I have bought or which I purchased yesterday. So la lamp
Okay.
ki jo aashite. Got it?
Got it.
This is the difference between these different articles, definite and indefinite. And let's see a lot of examples to make it more clear. Let me add a few examples here. For all yun and they, right? Basically
Mm-hmm.
this number wise, right? A one, right? And yun
Yeah.
also. So this is for masculine, this yun is for feminine ones, and this des they is for the plural ones.
Plural.
Let me write the sounds there. Sounds, these sounds, and this is
Uh,
they, and just like the letter D in French.
yeah.
Okay,
What about the second one? The
yun.
I am not
Okay,
sure about that.
this is yun.
Yun?
Yes, yun.
Oh.
And this is
Hyundai. Okay.
plus no, basically nasal.
Uh, Hyundai. Okay.
Yun they.
Uh-huh.
Yun. Okay. So these are three indefinite articles now. Uh, Yun and they.
Hyundai.
Don't focus a lot about the uses of them as of now. Just learn the sound of these basic, articles, and I'll talk
Mm.
about the uses of them again and again during our classes, during examples. A lot of text once you start reading text, some of the text. So there I'll be giving you context that how you're supposed to use them. For example, I'm going to write a few simple sentences with the articles. Okay. So example, dia yung kung nola job. example. Can you see the article here in this sentence?
Yeah,
Where is the article?
it's like yun palm
Uniform. Okay. Anything else?
and la
Chambre.
chambre. I don't
La chambre
chambre
means basically room.
room. Yeah,
Pomme basically means apple.
apple.
Okay. So il y a une pomme dans la chambre. There is one apple in the room, for example. So basically, the une pomme basically means there is one apple in the house in the room, and this one apple or an apple basically is in the room. So once I say the room basically, so even speaker and reader both all of them basically know the room, which room I'm talking about. There might be
Mm-hmm.
10 rooms, but it must be very clear with the context, right? The person knows which room I'm saying, but he does not know which apple I'm saying. So there is one apple into it, but that apple can be a green apple or maybe a red apple. I'm not mentioning or which apple actually, not specific.
Hmm.
So if I say il y a la pomme dans la classe, dans la chambre actually. So la pomme basically now it becomes a very specific the apple which we are searching for maybe if it's very specific unique apple maybe. So la pomme dans la chambre. Now it's a different meaning, right?
Hmm.
There is the apple, like the apple is actually in the room.
The
So the
specific
apple which
one.
we are looking for, yes, or a specific one, which we already know, then, right? Know that actually. So got the reference?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Aryan, do you like? Are you able to understand these articles?
Little bit, Gyan.
Okay, perfect. Basically, what is the problem is that you just go with the previous lecture, and that
Mm-hmm.
will build up your foundation, and you'll be able to
Okay.
probably get it. It's
Yes.
very simple, and we'll
Okay.
revise it again and again throughout our classes. Not
Oh,
all done here. uh,
okay.
because you'll be doing a lot of activities here. Those are based on
Mm-hmm.
articles in the
Mm-hmm.
second book which I'm going to give you.
Okay.
It's basically now you can see the third second third exercise given here,
Mm-hmm.
and now it is asking you to fill the blanks with basically articles, right? So what is this
Yeah.
basically? Whatever we are doing in the class lessons are going to be used here. You will see indefinite articles being used here, taken out from this poster added here. So now
Okay.
let's we have 5 minutes more, and let's see the activities here. Let's do the activities based on the indefinite articles, right? We did indefinite recently,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and now we'll be filling up the box with the you and they. They are not new to you. You know them. So now, semaine de la langue française. So week of French language, basically francophone week that we say.
Okay.
Stockholm. This is a festival that we conduct to basically take on every 28th of March. So that happens throughout the globe, and it is happening at Stockholm this maybe that time. So and this is basically happening globally, right? In every branch of francophone space, the Alliance Française, Institute Français. So
Mm-hmm.
complétez la fiche en Hyundai. So let's see. I have given you some tips for the noun gender, right?
Female. Feminine.
Feminine, right? So it should
Yes.
be
Um, yun.
Yun. Perfect, perfect. Very good, very good. Can you tell me what would this would be, masculine or feminine or plural? Which one?
It's gonna be a
Cocktail.
masculine.
Yes, a cocktail. Okay.
A
What
cocktail.
about pay? You must be thinking it's a plural. S is there, right?
But it's like a one.
One
Yeah.
country. So country
Yeah.
already is kind of considered as plural term. Technically S would be there. But still not a
Yeah.
plural. It's the only basically singular one. So one country we are talking about, and that is masculine, singular, masculine, masculine, singular. What about the next? Etudio,
That's a plural. They.
They are plurals, right? Plural one.
Yeah.
So S is there at the end and not a feminine because E is not before that. So it's kind
Yeah.
of masculine plural and does not matter actually. They is it
It
here.
it just they doesn't matter.
Yeah. But still, knowing the masculine can help you
Yeah.
in some other way. Like if it's just masculine or feminine, not a plural. But in case they are plural, we don't care about the gender. Regardless of
Mhm.
gender, we put the articles
Yeah.
for the plural one. Yes, the suitable one. So okay, next. It would be answered by Aryan now. Aryan, tell me this word nationalité and what do you think about this letter? Like, is it
Mm.
feminine or is it masculine or plural or combination of both?
I'm thinking it's plural.
Plural because it's ending in s, right?
Yes.
And what about the gender?
Not sure about that. Is it feminine because there's an e apostrophe before us?
Okay, okay, go with the I'll tell you. Go with the second one. This one, rencontre. Can you find
Um,
gender for this or the number for this?
would be if it's ending with s, it's feminine.
Yeah, at least it is feminine. Yes.
Yes.
And what about
This
the gender of it?
Not sure what would it be.
Okay, no problem. Perfect. So as of now, basically they are ending with E plus S, right? You guys can see.
Mhm.
mm-hmm.
So mostly I told you that E ending. Mostly I would be correct to say that E endings are feminine ones,
Feminine, yeah.
and once you add extra S becomes the plural ones. So E plus S ka combination you can see here.
Yes.
And I'm not saying always, please keep in mind if you get any exception, you would be saying that teacher is saying something. So I'm just saying generally, and it's generally correct. So it would be, if I take the general assumption that it should be feminine plural, right?
Yes.
But still, we don't need to know once it is plural, but I'm just making you practice the thing. Otherwise, you'll write just they, right? Because it's plural. All the plurals can be written as they film, right? We
Hmm.
don't care about the gender of film, but it's a masculine. It's better to know because once you're using them without a plural form, you need to write la la le or yun actually. Okay? So I'm just saying in that case, once you face that issue. So here, professor,
Okay.
Feminine.
feminine. Who said the feminine?
I said it.
It's who is this? Uh, okay,
No,
Ayush.
no, it would be a
Ayush
plural.
said that, right? It's plural, Ayush.
Yes. Yes.
It's not feminine. Feminine ending, let me rewrite
With e.
here. Yeah,
Yes.
here I have written, right? E ending feminine
Yes.
and S ending,
Yes.
just like English, S ending is
Hmm.
plural one. So
Yes.
simple. Okay. So if I talk about professor, it should be plural and can I write DES here? They professor.
The professors.
Okay. They
Yeah.
professor. And une exposition, TION, even though ending in a consonant N, but I'll give you one tip here. TION or SION ending letters, words are basically feminine ones, apart from the exception. Generally, all the time they are feminine, I have seen. So TION, like if I write population, so if I write
Mm.
population means population, so what would we be writing? Populations, okay? Population, so they population or une population, right? Feminine one. If it's being put in the singular form, okay? So une population, une exposition, une table. So sion based ending. Okay. So if I take another example, I'll remove this. Decision. Tell me the meaning.
Decision. They.
Decision. Right?
Uh,
Decision. Okay, perfect. So this would be ending in SIN and then it's a feminine.
Feminine.
So la decision, if you want to keep it, specific,
Mm-hmm.
or une decision, in general.
Yun.
So une decision, or you can say la decision de gouvernement. the decision of government, okay, or the
Okay.
decision of government to answer la décision de gouvernement. If your answer say I am going to make one decision, it's je vais faire une décision. I'm going to make one decision, or the decision which I took, la décision que je prendre est très mal or très bien, or c'est parfait, it's perfect. So la décision or une décision, get the same thing, TIUN and SIUN. Okay, next one left. Who would do it? Chanson.
Sasha, it's chanson.
Uh, it is exception and it's une chanson. It's acceptable. Don't
Jean
worry. It is
chanson.
not your
Okay.
problem. You are good to say because generally non-consonant endings are, of course, uh, they are masculine ones. But what is happening here that this chanson belong to one of the exceptions. Simply, consonant but still a feminine. Une chanson means one
What's
song.
the meaning of that word?
One song.
Oh, chanson, song.
Chanson.
Okay.
So if you want to say une chanson française, so it would be
Hmm.
a French song. Chanson française.
Okay.
Perfect. And there are more exercises, Uh, do this second
Yeah.
one, okay? Try finding
Yeah, I
out.
was trying to do this one, but I didn't understand anything, so I just left that one.
Now you will be able to, I hope.
Yeah.
Because here it's already written une soirée, un repas, un spectacle.
Mm-hmm.
Soirée is feminine endings, etc. You can do a lot of things here. This endings,
Yeah.
es endings. Now, yeah, perfect. So yeah, that's all for this class. If you guys have any doubt, just ask me.
No, not right now. I don't have any.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
Ayush, what do you think? Do you have anything to ask or add?
No, I'm good for now. Again, I'll probably go
Yeah,
through the first lesson, and then after that, I'll see this recording too, and then
yeah,
go from there.
yeah. I have sent you the books or not? Okay,
You haven't sent me the books yet. Yeah,
okay,
not
okay,
yet.
okay. Yes, yes, okay. So everything, let me just finish up one or few lectures are there, and then I'll catch up with you, send you the details.
Sure. Let's do that. Yes.
Okay, perfect. No problem. Okay.